Hello, everyone. It is a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's time now for Supernatural News and Parashare right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. It is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. Boy, it's a great day outside. Fall has finally arrived. That means it's not hotter than Satan's taint out there anymore. It's football weather. It's Halloween weather, more importantly than anything. And to celebrate my happiness today, I need a co-hostess. So I reach my hand across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm just pretending it's the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know what's between.
Yeah, because you bypass Michigan.
Yeah.
If you're going to the Atlantic.
Well, I don't know. There's a body of water between us.
It's like when you take a flight and you go over your state to catch the connecting flight to go back.
Well, I don't know. Lake Erie, Lake Superior, whatever it is, it's between
Lake Michigan.
That too.
And Superior.
Yeah, it's one of those Great Lakes.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean, whatever it is, it's between us. I reach my hand out and I say, please, God, help me. I'm calling her a God now.
We're far from it. It's probably the opposite one.
The
one down below.
Okay. Please, little devil, help me. I need some help today with today's newscast, especially, although I'd prefer to call her my queen, my liege. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is. The queen of the paranormal, the mistress of the macabre, Mallie Fox. Mallie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very well. Very well. Having a good morning.
Yes, you told me about it.
Yeah, we'll tell people about it at the break. Yes. I had quite the fun experience this morning as I was getting ready. It was quite unusual. I know I've developed a rapport with my little buddies outside, but I had no idea.
You're like Snow White, but the male version.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I may start ordering Disney princess dresses any day now.
Oh my God, that's really bad.
Yeah. Well, I gotta start wearing wigs. Too much shine video. They're telling me off my forehead.
Oh, gotcha. You got a glare.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a glare. So.
Need a powder.
I always do, when I was filming Paranormal Night Shift, they would just come in and go, just a little powder right here, just a little powder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little glossy. Yeah. So I have that issue. Yeah.
Glassy or matte? Which one do you want?
Matte, please. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need less shine in my life. They say
well, you need to. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, they say I glow naturally. So
gotcha.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say you need to share that weather because it's still warm as hell up here in Michigan, or over here in Michigan. Yeah. Oh, it's raining today, but it's muggy.
Okay, so okay. Then you're going to have it tomorrow.
Okay, good.
The temperature will drop right off the table like a pool ball being shot by a 5-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to happen here tomorrow, I believe. You go from it's like 80 and muggy to all of a sudden it'll be 63 tomorrow. It'll just
okay. Now that's perfect fall weather.
Yeah,
because it's messing up my leaves changing.
It's weird because we didn't have very many leaves changing at all. We had just the occasional tree that had like a light orange or light yellow that you might see, and then all of a sudden, now that we have this crispy cool air, English is my first language. Now that we have this crisp cool air, things are deciding to kick it into full gear.
Gotcha. So. And then the leaves are going to drop in the next 2 days for you.
Yes. Yeah. It's all going to disappear. We're going to have nothing but sticks everywhere.
It sounds like my Christmas tree from a few years back.
Yeah. I know this much. The animals are in full gear right now. It's going to be, I hate to say this, I think it's going to be a heavy winter. At least here it is.
That's what I heard. No, that's what they're saying here in Michigan too. That's going to be a really bad one.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, Spud's packing away the food like there's no tomorrow. And she has no time. I mean,
yeah.
I got chewed out, Mallie, yesterday because I was in the way.
Oh.
She doesn't do that. Like, I no sooner put the feed in the dishes than she's like, hey, like yelling at me to get out of the way.
Yeah.
She's shuttling food back and forth. So yeah, she's in a hurry to get stuff down. So I don't know if that's an indicator that there's snow before Halloween.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. But and she's one that tends to go down before Halloween, right between the 15th and the 25th, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So, but maybe she's going down early this year. So, I don't know. I hope not. I want her around for a good long time. I'm hoping closer to the 25th, but if we're getting cold weather, then she's going to probably go down around the 15th or 20th.
Right.
Yeah. So she's making sure that she has everything. So, it's funny how now I'm the chipmunk weatherman. I know how to.
Yeah, you are. Instead of the groundhog guy, you're the chipmunk guy.
I can tell you exactly what the weather's going to do based on how active she is.
Yeah.
If she's sitting around doing nothing, I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to either be hot or it's going to rain, one or the other. But yeah, but she's been putting away food like there's no tomorrow. So
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be a heavy winter. At least here it is. Here in Minnesota,
Right.
I don't know about anywhere else, but she's really packing away for it to be, at least in the short term, it's going to be a heavy winter. I don't know about the spring or how quick spring will come, but it's going to be a cold, heavy winter. That's for sure. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although we've been kind of blessed the last few years.
Yeah, yours hasn't been bad.
Yeah. So
cold, it's been icky, but snow, not so bad.
Yeah, snow hasn't been that bad. So, well.
God, we're getting old. We're talking about weather.
Yeah, we're talking about weather. Look at us.
Sweater weather. Well,
in times of weather like that, sometimes when you look up in the sky, you see stuff in the sky you normally wouldn't see. Because it gets quiet. You start to see the aliens.
Are we leading into a story, or are you just getting that one out of your butt?
I'm leading up to some things.
Okay.
There's some interesting interstellar news this week, Mallie. Some stuff that might scare you a little bit. I know.
I'm scared every day with your stories.
I know this first story. And I'll tease here for a minute, and then we'll get into it. But there's some interesting interstellar news today that, boy, I tell you, somebody's leaking stuff from high up as far as interstellar news to get us ready for something.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're preparing?
They're preparing.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where these sources are, but I'll definitely tell you, one hand doesn't know what the other's doing when it comes to government, because there's one source. That's
always the case.
Yeah. There's one source that knows all, that's dropping little hints. And there's another source that is like, I don't know, you tell us. And they're eventually meeting in the middle here. And I think that's going to happen relatively soon. But I will give you this much for later on in the newscast. They're finding new stuff on planets, of course, but they're finding more and more about life on other planets. So we'll cover that today. On the AI side of things, it's time to shut it down. And I'll tell you, there has been the most evil thing you can think of we'll talk about today as far as AI.
Oh, I wonder if it's what I was going to tell you.
Might be. But the most evil thing you can think of has been found. And
has been found?
Not only has been found, but it's been done. It's time to shut it down.
Okay.
It's time to shut it down.
All right.
Yeah. And in multifaceted ways, it's time to shut it down.
Okay.
I know it's a great invention, but we've abused it now. It's done. We're done. We're going to talk just briefly about the Conjuring House and the fact that Jay Hawes has done something which I think it's pretty cool, but there's some people out there that I think are trying to spin it in a bad way. I want to straighten this out a little bit.
Yeah. Do you think it's jealousy?
I think it is. He's kind of, and we'll talk later after the break about it. I think he's kind of putting together a Green Bay Packers type model to saved the Conjuring House between he and Andrea Perron. Now, he was drug into this unwillingly to try and save the Conjuring House. It really wasn't on his radar. It wasn't in his plans. But again, being kind of a leader in this field, he was pointed at and said, help save us, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he felt the need to, because he had been in kind of a tit for tat with the old owner. And he has, of course, his daughter had worked there. Mm-hmm. I think he felt responsibility and felt like he needed to finish the job, right?
Right.
And God love him. He's that kind of guy, right? Where he'll step in and he'll help where he can. I think people are casting aspersions on this man where they shouldn't. They really just shouldn't. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in the program. Also, boy, we have some scary ghost stories today too.
Love it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that as well. We're getting into that season. We got a Loch Ness monster story today. And to end things today, Mallie, there's a man in Vietnam who probably won't wipe the same again. That's how we're going to end things today with a cleanser. We'll just leave you with that note to kind of banty things about, or banty? I don't know. Banter things about.
Banter? Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. But first, if you think that neighbor's acting kind of strange, if you think maybe there's sections of your family that are odd, chances are, Mallie, there's a reason for that.
Ooh, is it body snatchers?
It's worse.
Oh.
Scientists now say they found evidence of alien DNA in humans. This isn't a maybe it is. This isn't a perhaps. This isn't a, we think there might be DNA in humans. They've found it.
Now, isn't it that what was it? Was it RH or R? What was the thing that was in blood that could say that you had something not from this universe?
Yeah,
if you had this certain type of blood,
certain type of blood type. Yeah, I think it was RH blood.
RH. Okay, which I don't have. So apparently, I'm from this land.
You're from yes. Congrats on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not special.
No, that's it could be that's just a rare blood type too, or is it?
Okay.
Scientists claim to have found evidence of alien genetic manipulation in human DNA, with large sections of genes seemingly inserted into people, potentially affecting millions of humans. If confirmed, the discovery could fundamentally alter our understanding of human evolution and the future of the human race. This, according to lead researcher Dr. Max Rempel, the founder and chief executive of the DNA Resonance Research Foundation. The study, which has not yet undergone peer review, analyzed DNA from both ordinary people and self-reported alien abductees. In an examination of 581 complete families from the 1000 Genomes Project, Rempel found large sequences of DNA in 11 families that appeared to match neither parent.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
Uh-huh.
These anomalies include a cluster of 348 non-parental genetic variants, some of which were from children born before 1990, ruling out human gene editing technologies such as CRISPR, which only emerged in 2013. So it goes back before any gene splicing technology. Now I'm getting a little bit of chills here. Rempel cautioned that his findings are preliminary and require more rigorous analysis. No conclusive evidence yet because we need better data sets, which are available only on approval. That takes time and effort, he said. Nevertheless, he believes the implications could be staggering. Humanity may be undergoing genetic transformation. If confirmed, it could be possibly to detect which humans carry alien DNA, essentially identifying hybrids, he explained. The researchers' hypothesis resonates with fringe theories long circulating among UFO enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists. Some have suggested that alleged alien-human hybrids exist, citing examples such as the so-called Nazca mummies, which purportedly contain both human and alien DNA. Rempel's findings, while not conclusive, could lend scientific credence to these theories if validated. However, both NASA and the U.S. Pentagon have admitted that alien life does not exist. Hmm. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
If they find the DNA, you can't deny it. In addition to analyzing publicly available family DNA data sets, Rempel viewed 23andMe results. By the way, if you submitted your 23andMe results, you're screwed because your alien DNA is with them. From individuals who self-identify as alien abductees. So they are going through those records. He found that some families showed strings of non-parental markers, though others did not. Rempel noted that current commercial genotyping services, which rely on array-based data, are insufficiently precise to confirm such radical claims. Instead, he advocates for next-generation sequencing or whole genome sequencing, which can detect novel variants with much higher resolution. Now, according to Rempel, if he can access DNA from parents and children who self-report as alien abductees, high-resolution sequencing could definitely identify alien insertions. He suggested that future studies might reveal astonishing possibilities, including humans developing unusual abilities such as telepathy as a result of genetic modifications. That'd be kind of promising, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? I say give them the technology to do so.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Rempel emphasized the need for high-quality, non-cultured genetic data to avoid artifacts caused by cell culturing. Most public DNA databases contain old data from cultured cells. Now, culturing can produce genomic changes, so we cannot treat these results as proof, he said. Moving forward, he hopes to secure funding and access to public DNA repositories for further research. So you're saying there might be aliens among us.
So you're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance. But interesting news nonetheless. Now, piggybacking on that news, Avi Loeb, you know I take whatever he says with a huge grain of salt, one that may break my neck if I put it on top. Or re-break my neck in this case.
Yeah.
I think he may be stretching here, but this last week, he said that the 3I Atlas, that big comet that's coming at us that he thinks is a spaceship, or
yeah,
the likes of which Oumuamua may be its ancestor, he thinks that 3I Atlas may have been the source of the WOW signal. Now, again, I think he's stretching, but let's hear him out. The Harvard astrophysicist has put a controversial new theory concerning the enigmatic interstellar visitor. Astronomers have been listening out for extraterrestrial signals for years, but one case, that of a strange signal picked up by a school telescope at Ohio State University over 40 years ago, has long remained one of the most tantalizing and perplexing examples ever recorded. Originating in the globular cluster of M55 in the constellation Sagittarius, the peculiar signal lasted approximately 72 seconds. Astronomer Jerry Amen, who was the first to examine the computer readout, famously wrote the word "wow" on one page. Although most experts have since dismissed the signal as naturally occurring, the specifics surrounding its source may have remained a topic of debate for decades. Now, though, Harvard's Avi Loeb has written a new piece in which he suggests the enigmatic interstellar visitor 3I Atlas might be the originator of that mysterious signal. And I think he's reaching a little. According to his findings, back in 1977, when the WOW signal was received, 3I Atlas was situated in the same approximate direction as the origin of that signal. Hence, the WOW signal was separated by approximately 4 degrees in RA and 8 degrees in Dec from the direction of 3I Atlas, he wrote. The chance of two random directions in the sky being aligned to that level is about 0.6%, according to Loeb. Now, Loeb then went on to consider what would happen if we receive a signal from 3I Atlas. The urgency of a response would depend on the rank of the object on the Loeb scale, he wrote. He created his own scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that scale is or how you get on it.
Right.
I think I would weigh quite a lot more on his scale than I do the one at home. Plus, I probably emit sound out of my ass, but you know, but I'm
That's
sure.
a whole different scale.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very nice scale. The urgency of a response, again, depends on the rank of the object on the Loeb scale. Rank 10, oh, we have a rank. Okay. Rank 10 would suggest an imminent threat akin to a visitor to our backyard who is capable of approaching the front door, requiring an immediate response. So that's rank 10. Okay. But even a low rank would necessitate a contingency plan because of the major implications to humanity if the threat is realized. As things stand, however, there's no evidence to suggest that 3i Atlas poses any sort of threat. In fact, this thing is supposed to miss us by quite a bit.
That's good.
And again, until we know otherwise, it's a comet. There's no alien surfing on top of this thing, waving to you, saying, I'm on my way. We got to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'll show you a picture here, Mallie. This is the latest picture of 3i Atlas, if you're watching on video.
Okay.
Okay. It looks to be cylindrical, which is going to get all our UFO buddies all hopped up.
Yes.
Because there are many different cigar-shaped UFOs out there. The photo of 3i Atlas was taken from Mars this past week. The interstellar visitor was picked up by the Perseverance rover, but it didn't look quite as expected. A fascinating image showing a strange cylindrical object moving across the Martian sky recently was stirring up quite a bit of debate and controversy on social media. But this isn't another random UFO photo. Instead, it was believed to show 3i Atlas, the potentially anomalous interstellar object that some, including Harvard's Avi Loeb, who we were just talking about, have speculated might have been sent by intelligent extraterrestrials. While scientists generally agree that the object is a comet, again, a comet.
Duh.
I can't stress that enough. It's a comet. There has been growing speculation in recent months over whether or not it might be something more than that. Now, the new photograph, which has been captured by NASA's Perseverance rover, certainly isn't helping to play down such suggestions, especially given that it seems to depict 3i Atlas as a smooth cylinder and not a typical comet with a tail, as you might expect to see. Okay, so maybe it's an asteroid, a giant asteroid, or a piece of a world that broke off. The object passed Mars on October 3rd on its ongoing journey towards the inner solar system, though it is important to emphasize that it does not pose a risk to the Earth. But if it's just a comet, why does it look like a cylinder in the photo? Here's the explanation. The most likely explanation is that the camera used a long exposure time, and since 3i Atlas was moving during the shot, it appears as a cylindrical streak in the image. It's also not 100% clear whether or not this is actually 3i Atlas at all. Whether the case, no doubt, this object will remain a hot topic for some time to come. When I look at it, it looks like lens flare. Now, this thing is supposedly 3 miles wide, right? So depending on how close to Mars it is, it may be huge, right?
Mm-hmm. It's huge.
It's huge. But then you probably have the sun bouncing off of it. Of course, it's probably a shiny rock because it's been, heat's been bouncing off of it. So it's probably got a nice smooth surface, right? So it's probably light reflective. I wouldn't doubt that that's, it's probably a huge rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Much like Oumuamua was. It was a huge rock that spanned a large distance across. It looks like the blast pattern of the Millennium Falcon as it's flying away from you. There's my sci-fi geek coming up. But I don't know. I don't, again, and if it's a comet, it's got a tail to it. So maybe it's the tail coming at you. I don't know, or the tail flying away from you. I don't know. But again, I don't put much to it. I don't think it's, most people say, Tim, it's the vapor trail from the alien ship. I'm rambling, I know, but come on, kids.
I don't think you're going to please everyone with whatever you decide.
Yeah, let's not lose our heads, right?
Yeah, but we're in the paranormal business.
True. Speaking of losing our heads,
Uh-huh.
did you know in 2030 NASA is going to say goodbye to the International Space Station?
You know what? I did not know that.
Yeah. After 25 years of continuous human habitation, the orbiting platform will return to Earth with a splash. They're going to sink that sucker in the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll make it an island. You can go out and, vacation out there for a week. It'd be kind of fun. Just,
They're going to try to recoup some of their money.
hey, why not?
Do an Airbnb.
I think Disney should take it over as an Airbnb and call it the Pirates of the ISS Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
You can combine a space theme with a Pirates theme. Be kind of fun. Put Johnny Depp out there. He can come surprise you. Captain Jack Sparrow in a spacesuit. That'd be fun. Yeah. According to John M. Horak, for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since November of 2000. It's been 25 years already.
Wow.
NASA and its international partners have sustained a continuous human presence in low Earth orbit, including at least one American, a streak that will soon reach 25 years. They've been up there in low Earth orbit. That's amazing. When viewed in the history of spaceflight, the International Space Station is perhaps one of humanity's most amazing accomplishments, a shining example of cooperation in space among the U.S., Europe, Canada, Japan, and Russia. But all good things must come to an end. In 2030, the International Space Station will be deorbited, driven into a remote area of the Pacific Ocean. See, that'd be a gorgeous area to have a little Airbnb, right? It's kind of.
It would suck though if you're on a boat right when it's coming down.
Right?
You're like on a cruise, Mai Tai cruise.
You got a drink in one hand,
Yeah.
cigar in the other, and here comes this giant ISS at you.
Yeah.
Oh, Marjorie, look. Oh, dear God.
Oh, no. Clutch the pearls.
This is going to be horrible. However, will we get home? Why did I sound like an older C-3PO? However, will we get home?
It's like a cross between that and Thurston Howe.
Yeah. Well, I try. The writer of this article says it's going to be hard to see the ISS come to an end. I mean, there's joint experiments that happen up there at the ISS, but there's been some advancements that have happened up there at the ISS that people may not be familiar with. There were improvements to the crystallization process of key cancer-fighting drugs. They grew artificial retinas in space.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They explored the processing of ultra-pure optical fibers and explained how to sequence DNA in orbit. So they've done quite a bit up there. In total, more than 4,000 experiments have been conducted aboard the ISS, resulting in more than 4,400 research publications dedicated to advancing and improving life on Earth and help forge a path for future space exploration activities. The ISS has proven the value of conducting research in the unique environment of spaceflight, which has very low gravity, a vacuum, extreme temperature cycles, and radiation, to advance scientists' understanding of a wide range of important physical, chemical, and biological processes. Well, if it's so important, why are we decommissioning it then? Is it just because we're not getting along with our neighbors?
Or is it because it's from 2020, or no, not 2020, from
2000?
2000, that maybe it's just becoming old, and so maybe it's a safety issue?
It might be. Let's see if we can skip ahead because it's kind of a long article here. But let's see. Evidently, they may be launching a new space station, according to what it says here. It says in September of 2025, there's going to be some commercial space stations now that will take over. NASA issued a draft announcement for a phase 2 partnership proposal for commercial space stations. Companies that are selected will receive funding to support critical design reviews and demonstrate stations with 4 people in orbit for at least 30 days. NASA will then move forward with formal design acceptance and certification to ensure that these stations will meet NASA's stringent safety requirements. The outcome will allow NASA to purchase missions and other services aboard these stations on a commercial basis, similar to how NASA gets cargo and crew to the ISS today. So they're commercializing it a little bit, which I don't know if I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been a huge fan of commercializing a lot of this stuff. While these stations are being built, Chinese astronauts will continue to live and work aboard the Tiangong space station, which is a 3-person permanently crewed facility orbiting approximately 250 miles above the Earth's surface. Consequently, if the ISS's occupied streak comes to an end, China and Tiangong will take over as the longest continually inhabited space station in operation. It's been occupied for approximately 4 years and counting.
Oh.
So there's a new space station commercially run that will take over.
Okay.
So there you go. Let's see. Our next story here has to do with, again, something a little alarming. You know, we've been talking in recent weeks about going back to the moon. Why would we go back to the moon if we'd been there before?
Uh-huh.
Unless there was a conspiracy that we'd never been.
Exactly.
I'm going to add another layer to it, Mallie.
Okay.
There was a guest recently, and no matter what you think about Joe Rogan,
Uh-huh.
he had a guest on recently that said something that may blow your mind a little bit.
All right.
A scientist came on Joe Rogan recently and said that astronauts are set to reveal a 50,000-year-old human civilization that lived on the moon.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Maybe that's why we're going back to the moon. To dig up proof of this civilization. Maybe there's a mission within the mission that we don't know about. A scientist has claimed that astronauts may soon uncover the remains of a long-lost human civilization that once lived on the moon 50,000 years ago. Author and geologist Greg Braden told podcast host Joe Rogan that evidence of this ancient city was kept from the public by the U.S. and Russia during the Cold War.
I'm not surprised.
However, during the interview on Wednesday, Braden noted that emerging superpowers China and India plan to televise their findings once upcoming expeditions reach the lunar surface. So it appears we're in a space race, yes, yet again. The two nations are planning to broadcast their lunar missions using live feeds from mission control and cameras on their robotic landers and rovers, streaming on national TV, social media, and official space agency apps. China's robotic Chang'e 7 mission is set for 2026, while India's Chandrayaan-4 drone is now likely to launch in 2028, with manned missions for both set between 2030 and 2040. According to the scientist who has written about the possibility of life on the moon and Mars, astronauts will discover archaeological structures covered in languages that people will be able to recognize as being written by human cultures. Really? The evidence suggests they're from us, from a time in our past, a cycle of civilization where we did great and beautiful things by working together until we destroyed one another through war, and that we're repeating that cycle, Braden claimed. Braden has previously stated in books like Deep Truth and Gaia TV's Missing Links that humans on the moon came from long-lost Earth civilization 50,000 years ago, which developed spacefaring technology before destroying itself in war. Current scientific data, including NASA's Lunar Sample Compendium and high-resolution images taken of the moon, show no evidence of artificial structures or inscriptions on the moon. Braden claimed that photographs from NASA's Clementine mission revealed structures on the moon with 90-degree angles, which he argued don't exist in nature, and suggests they were built by an ancient civilization millennia ago. He linked these lunar structures to similar geometric shapes, in Mars's Cydonia region, like the famous face on Mars and several pyramid-shaped forms, which he believes date back 50,000 years ago based on the relative dating of rock layers by scientists. NASA has dismissed claims that there are structures on Mars, citing strange building-like images as natural formations. As for what proof he had of this world-changing theory, well, Braden cited unconfirmed stories from Apollo astronauts who allegedly saw structures and writings while visiting the moon, suggesting a cover-up by NASA in Russia 50 years ago. Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin allegedly witnessed a large UFO or metallic structure on the moon's far side during their 1969 mission, with radio transmissions describing it as a base before NASA abruptly cut the signal. The unverified encounter was recounted in conspiracy literature like the 2001 book Dark Moon Apollo and The Whistleblowers by Mary Bennett and David Percy. Anita Mitchell, who was married to the late NASA pilot Edgar Mitchell, the sixth man to walk the moon in 1971, told the Daily Mail he always felt there were UFOs out there because so many of the pilots and astronauts had been something, it says. I don't know what that means.
It's got to be a typo.
Yeah. I think when our space program was active, there were broadcasts from the lunar surface that were cut off, and astronauts had seen things that were not allowed to see and not allowed to share, Braden claimed during the podcast. Some of them are leaving this world now, and on their deathbeds, they can't believe that this hasn't been made public already. So there have been recordings and videos and things. I think they're authentic, the author continued. They're going to see inscriptions in languages that we already recognize, and that will be the smoking gun, Braden declared. Braden and Rogan argued that there were even more evidence suggesting human history may extend beyond the conventional 200,000 to 300,000 year timeline, citing discoveries like a debated million-year-old skull from China, which we covered last week. With that, Mallie, what do you think?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if there was some type of alien civilization on these planets, like the moon or Mars or whatever. And one of the reasons I would say that is because when I actually had a meeting with some scientists at NASA,
Mm-hmm.
they never like came out and said there are aliens, but what they did say made me believe that they did think that there were aliens, because certain things that they would say was kind of like hinting that there was something, but they didn't come out and say, yes, there are aliens.
I think it's more shocking to say there was a human civilization 50,000 years ago on the moon, because then that tells me this, that you have to buy into the fact that either we had the technology to travel back then,
Mm-hmm.
and we somehow lost it and gained it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how do we do that? Is it human ingenuity or alien interference, right? Or we were part of a seeding program by aliens. So you have to believe that, much like Zachariah Sitchin or someone else would believe, aliens took us from Mars, seeded the moon, and then seeded Earth, and that we're part of some giant galactic petri dish. Either way, it kind of gives you a creepy feeling, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we're either totally in charge of our destiny, and we have short memories, and we don't seem to want to pass down knowledge to future generations, so we're selfish, or we're incapable of being able to hang on to technology because we're too much of a warmongering race. And we've been given this gift many times and squander it, which is even scarier to think of. I don't know. You know, it's a fascinating thought. I don't think they find anything when they go up there. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that. Plus, they're going to be trampling all over your property up there, Mallie. I would be.
I know. I probably don't own it anymore.
I got to think you do. I mean, I don't think they can take your property through eminent domain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to find my certificate. It's somewhere in a box.
I think you should demand to go up there with them.
I know. Well, I got it out of the divorce.
Then by all means, it's yours.
I know, right? Now, if my ex listens to this, he'd be like, "What? I forgot about that one. You didn't claim that."
You got that?
Keepers.
You got that in the divorce?
I'd be like, "Listen, dude, we've been divorced for almost 20 years. It's mine now."
It's mine. I claim the moon.
I got the dogs and I got the moon property.
Oh, he'll be surprised when he sees you with the spacesuit on and about ready to.
Exactly.
Yep. Just checking on my moon property. Your moon property. Wait a minute.
Like, I had to sell the house back in 2011 when the market was down. I didn't get as much money from the sale, so now I'm going to sell my property on the moon.
Wouldn't you just shit if you found out that moon property was worth a couple $1 billion?
Oh my God, I would laugh so hard because I think I only paid like 100 and something, which is sad when I think about that. I paid 100 and something for the certificate back in the day. Oh my God, did I squander money? Anyway.
Mallie Fox, moon billionaire.
Does anybody else want to sell me something?
Yeah. Hey, I'm open now to Mars property.
Hey, I do own a square foot of a castle in Scotland too. Hey. So I'm a laird and a lass, or whatever you call it. A laird and a when you're a female.
Yeah, that would be a lass. Yeah.
Yeah, because Derek's the laird, so I would be the.
Yeah, you'd be the lass. Yeah.
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 So anyway.
Good you.
Do I own and I think I bought something in Australia too.
A didgeridoo?
I don't know.
Well,
anyway, so just sell me something and I'll buy it. As long as it comes with a certificate, deal.
As long as it comes with a certificate, you got to make that shit authentic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not buying it. As long as it comes with a certificate. Here you go. I've got something for you right here. This is an authentic deck of playing cards, Mallie. It comes with a certificate. $4,500. It's all yours. This is 88 cards. Don't ask me why I have a deck of playing cards in my studio, but I do.
Are they haunted?
It also no.
Oh.
But it also subs for tarot cards if you want.
Hey, they do though. You could sub it for tarot cards. You could.
I don't know how, but
yeah, no, because I have a pair of a deck of they're the French playing cards, but it comes with directions on how to use them as tarot.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, I'll give it a try sometime. I'll play 21 and end up killing somebody on it.
You put a curse on someone, you didn't even know it. Because you're like, hit me.
Hit me, now kill you. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be horrible.
Yes, no, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. We're not condoning that.
No.
That's for sure.
Because I'm a big believer in karma. And that's the only reason why.
You don't want to.
Just kidding.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
Our next story has to do with a mysterious hairy object falling from the sky over Argentina. No, I have not been to Argentina. So you stop that right now. A strange piece of technology covered in hair-like fibers was recently found on a farm in South America. Described as a carbon fiber cylinder measuring 1.7 meters in length and 1.2 meters in diameter, the anomalous object was discovered near Puerto Tirol in the north of Argentina. I know I'm going to get Argentinian emails now saying that's. A close-up analysis revealed that there was a valve system at one end and a hole in the other, while the whole thing seemed to be covered in some type of hair-like fibers. Ew.
Yeah, that doesn't sound attractive.
You sure they didn't just throw some highway road rash thing off of a building and it hit hit the highway. According to reports, the object had fallen from the sky at around 6:30 p.m. on September 25th. When the landowner made the discovery, he called the authorities, resulting in a large police presence and the attendance of the local fire brigade, which was tasked with determining whether or not the object contained any hazardous or combustible materials. Fortunately, it was found to be inert, but the mystery of what it was and where it had been and where it came from endured. Perhaps the most likely explanation that it had fallen from orbit and may have been part of a SpaceX launch. Just blame SpaceX whenever something falls from the sky. It's got SpaceX. I actually have a picture of this thing. I'll show you. And I'll tell you what, I'll post this in the description of the program so you can get a look for yourself. But I'm going to show our viewers on video what this thing looks like. That's what fell from the sky. It just looks like a big mass of something. It just blah. Just right there. Eek.
Ew.
Yeah, it looks like a giant hairy mole.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Something needs to be removed.
Yeah, right. That thing might be cancerous.
Yeah.
You might want to go to a doctor.
Yeah. The group of people standing behind it's a little too close.
Yeah, right. I mean, if that thing tends to shoot any liquid out of it, you're all yeah. I've seen that movie before, Mallie. It doesn't end well.
Yeah, is it Men in Black?
Something like that, yeah. It's what's that movie where the thing crawls in the ground? Where they tunnel through the ground and it pops up and
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think that was the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Reba.
Yeah. Well, she's not great to meet in person, but
you met her in person?
Yeah.
She was mean.
Well, she was horrible years ago.
Really?
She's probably better now. I mean, she's had one or two come up.
Did she think her stuff didn't stink?
I met her when she was at the height of her powers. Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, she was not a nice person. But
that
was back when I was doing country radio.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she was one of the only country artists I ever met that was not nice.
Oh, that's a shame.
Most all country artists were really, really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, but Reba was not. No.
Well, as long as Dolly's nice, because that's my favorite.
Dolly's one of the sweetest persons
Dolly Parton
ever meet. Yeah.
Love her. I would probably cry if I met her.
Oh, don't do that. She wouldn't stand for that. She'd probably
know.
Big old hug and.
I know, but I think just because of my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
she's one.
Plus, I grew up in Kentucky, so.
Yeah. You're gonna meet her soon. I think.
I know she has health issues.
Yeah, she's not doing well. Yeah.
Oh.
That's one of the ones you wish would live forever.
I know. She's done so much.
Yeah.
For the community.
Yeah. We're just a couple stories away from break. A surprising discovery finds evidence of activity on a distant dwarf planet. Scientists have discovered evidence of methane gas on Makemake. That sounds made up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Makemake is a tiny world situated beyond the orbit of Pluto. It just sounds like I'm making stuff up now. The cold, distant reaches of the solar system, perhaps not the first place you'd ever think to look for active planetary bodies, yet scientists this week have revealed the discovery of something altogether unexpected concerning a dwarf planet situated far out beyond the orbit of Pluto, known as Makemake.
Sounds like it belongs like in a tiki glass.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it's just a nice, refreshing drink out beyond Pluto there somewhere. Makemake is the tiny world which is around 60% the size of Pluto and was first discovered in 2005, probably by somebody who just had a Mai Tai. It's believed to be extremely cold and an icy world with surface temperatures of 230 degrees below Celsius.
Ooh.
What would that be Fahrenheit? That'd be way too cold.
Yeah.
Probably like 800 degrees below Fahrenheit. I don't know the Celsius Fahrenheit chart, so I couldn't tell you. Now, following new observations by the James Webb Space Telescope, scientists have determined that the seemingly dormant world may be a lot more active than previously believed. What they found was the presence of methane gas. Because you love cold and stinky, there's
explosive.
Yes. Cold, stinky, explosive, maki maki. Ask your travel agent tomorrow about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a strong hint of dynamic processes. I bet it does. The Webb telescope has revealed now that methane is also present in the gas phase above the surface, a finding that makes maki maki even more fascinating, said study author Sylvia Protopapa. That sounds made up.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this story sounds made up. I think it's an April Fool's joke, and we're not in April. It shows that Maki Maki is not an inactive remnant of the outer solar system, but a dynamic body where methane ice is probably one of the worst rapper names ever, is still evolving. The gas could indicate the presence of an atmosphere on Maki Maki, or cryovolcanism. Weren't they in the St. Paul parade?
I was gonna say that when you said volcanism.
Yeah, cryovolcanism.
They go around kissing people. Wait, didn't you say that they don't do that anymore?
I thought at one time they had banned it, but I think they're back to doing it now.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
They took it away. They took it off the table during COVID. I know that.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's back.
Okay.
If I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
If there's an atmosphere, however, it is extremely tenuous at 100 billion times below Earth's atmospheric pressure. Future Webb observations at higher spectral resolutions will help determine whether the methane arises from a thin-bound atmosphere or from plume-like outgassing, said study co-author Ian Wong. So cold, stinky, gassy. It's better than Hawaii. Hawaii's too expensive. So, but it is maki maki, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to love it. They did find some organic molecules confirmed on Saturn's moon Enceladus this past week. The sixth largest moon of Saturn, Enceladus, is another icy world. They're all over the place. They don't have that. Yeah. With similarities to Jupiter's moon, Europa. Like its Jovian counterpart, this frigid world is believed to be home to an ocean of liquid water where primitive extraterrestrial life may thrive unseen even today in its freezing depths. Something tells me extraterrestrials don't want to hang out on an icy world.
No, I think they should create, what was that, Fifth Element? Was that the movie?
Yeah.
They should do a Fifth Element too and visit all these planets that you've been naming.
Yeah, Enceladus and Maki Maki. Yeah.
Yep.
They can name them off for us. And,
yeah.
Next
stop.
Maki Maki.
Maki Maki.
Smells like shit.
And they have those big ogre guys come off.
They got clothespins on their nose.
Yep.
Yeah. Back in 2005, NASA's Cassini spacecraft discovered that Enceladus was spewing some of the water from its ocean way up into space by way of powerful geysers from deep fissures on the surface. So it sounds like a great place to hang out. By flying through some of the water from these plumes, the spacecraft was able to taste this water directly. Ew. And found promising organic molecules, including the potential precursors to amino acids. Now, 2 decades on, renewed analysis of the data collected has revealed that Enceladus is home to a wider range of organic molecules than previously believed, while confirming that these have indeed come from the moon's interior and not from outer space. So it's got some molecules there, organic molecules. According to Nozer Kawaja of the Freie Universität, I can't say it, Universitat Berlin and the University of Stuttgart in Germany. He says there are many pathways from the organic molecules we found in the Cassini data to potentially relevant compounds, which enhances the likelihood that the moon is habitable. So potentially, but it's so darn cold there. Why would you? I mean, if you want cold, go to Canada.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to go to that moon. And finally, before we go to break, 70 years on, a family requests removal of a Belgian UFO sighting memorial. Interesting story here. A roadside monument dedicated to a UFO sighting that happened back in 1955 has recently been taken down. On July 21st of that year, paratrooper Marin van der Kruisen, who was 18 at the time, famously witnessed a formation of 5 silver discs hovering slightly over the E-40 at Lotenhuil near altar. That took a minute for me to get that out. The young man wasn't the only person to see the spectacle either. At least 20 other motorists had also pulled up at the side of the road to get a better look at the strange objects above them. The incident itself didn't make news until 2004, when Vanderkruisen finally came forward with the story. Although local officials were initially skeptical, after tracking down some of the other witnesses, they eventually accepted that the incident had really happened. To mark the event, a memorial stone was placed at the scene of the sighting, which included the date of the incident as well as Vanderkruisen's name and photograph. Now, however, the stone has been removed on a permanent basis following a request by the man's family, as they no longer wanted to be associated with the sighting. So they're just like, no, we're embarrassed. Take it. Just, we don't want it. Vanderkruisen himself sadly died back in 2020. It marks an end to one of Belgium's most enduring UFO mysteries, and one about which many questions still remain, especially concerning the nature and origin of these 5 silver discs. As things stand, it seems unlikely that we will ever know for sure what really happened that day. It's kind of sad. They don't want to remember
that the gentleman passed away.
Well, not only that he passed away, but that they don't want to remember that incident.
Yeah.
That they just kind of want it all to go away, you know. I mean, you have an incident that happens like that, that's huge. I mean, that'd be like the people who were involved with Rendlesham saying, oh, let's get rid of it. You know, something on that scale. So,
yeah.
All right. We're going to take our break. When we come back, Mal, it's time to get rid of AI. We're done. We're done as a society. Not only is it going to cut into our jobs, they took their jobs, but now it's gone into pure evil. We'll tell you what pure evil line it stepped over when we come back. We're going to talk Conjuring House. Jason Hawes from Taps and Ghost Hunters has a unique idea, and he wants to get the paranormal community involved, but some people are misconstruing what the idea is. So we're going to talk about it when we come back. We have some ghost stories coming up as well, Mallie. An eerie ring
ghost story.
Oh yeah, an eerie Ring doorbell footage shows a ghost walking down a street after a chilling warning.
Ooh.
I'll get that out eventually. We'll talk will-o'-the-wisps. Are they what we think they are? We're going to crack the ghostly truth behind the will-o'-the-wisps today. That will happen. We talked to Amelia Earhart in these secret government documents last week. There's an expedition now set to embark on a new effort to solve the mystery. I don't know why Amelia Earhart is all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork this year.
Is there a show? Maybe?
Like
a documentary?
It's been 88 years since her plane disappeared, but...
Are they closing her museum that's in Atchison?
I don't think so. We'll find out more when that story comes up. In a little bit of a weird twist, ladies, you may be expendable. I'll tell you why.
Whatever.
You're not going to like this story, Mallie.
When do I like a story? Well, actually, I like ghost stories, though.
Yeah, so you like ghost stories. So I got some stuff for you to like.
Okay.
After the break. And we'll tell you why a certain man in Vietnam is going to have a hard time wiping in our palate.
That is just gross. You know what's funny is I always think that when you see those ladies with those big long nails, I'm like, how do you wipe? I always think that every time I see those fancy nails, they're like super long. That is my first thought every single time. How do you wipe? Anyway, I digress.
No, you don't. We'll find out more when we come back. It's Supernatural News and Parashare Wednesday right here on the Best in Paranormal Podcasting. It's Tim and Mallie right here on Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the Best in Paranormal Podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. With me is my co-host, Mallie Fox. And Mallie, I got to tell you a little story before we launch off today. Second segment. Like I told you before we started the show here today that I placed a little order because we're in that time of year now in October, where not only are we getting to fall and we're in
Hmm.
fall, but peanuts become scarce, right?
Yes.
Peanut manufacturers stop sending bulk peanuts for wildlife out because, wildlife are going to bed. That's
Yep.
just the way it is. Birds and, well, squirrels don't necessarily go to bed, but chipmunks, they go into torpor and stuff like that. Birds fly south for the winter. There's not necessarily a huge peanut market this time of year. So you got to
Unless
get
you go to Five Guys.
well, yeah.
Just start stuffing your pockets every time you go full of peanuts.
You know what? They don't like processed peanuts.
Oh.
No, I've. You want to know how picky they are? Even if you pick up, like in the grocery store, if you pick up a 1 pound bag of
Uh-huh.
roasted unsalted peanuts, they won't touch it because of the burnt smell.
Are you sure it's just not your chipmunks?
No, because I don't just feed the chipmunks. I have blue jays that take those peanuts too, and
Okay.
squirrels, and they all don't like them.
Okay. Because mine haven't turned down a nut.
Really?
Yeah. Mine eat everything.
Huh? No, they're very.
I
I'm
mean,
not
I do unsalted, I do all that stuff, but I'm just saying they eat everything.
because
So,
I had brought home. I'd gone to the Twins game and I brought home salted peanuts. I tried to give them salted peanuts, and they turned their nose up at it.
yeah. Well, I heard you're not supposed to do salted though.
Right. I had some extra, so I was like,
Right. So it's like, why waste it?
I
Yeah.
didn't want to waste it, and I'm not a big peanut guy. So,
Yeah.
but I had a few because I thought they sounded good, and I was like, here,
Hmm.
guys, eat these, and they were like, nope. And
Ah.
then I had some unsalted roasted in the shell that I wanted.
Okay. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
It's the burnt smell. The
Okay.
burning to them in nature smells like danger.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they won't touch it.
Oh, the mine are idiots. Because I find peanut shells in my yard, and they're not for me, but I do. I find them because my dog tries to eat them. Oh,
See
yeah,
that
mine aren't very smart.
they if you got a bunch of trash pandas out in your yard, sure they'll eat anything.
Well, and I do. We've got a lot of raccoons too, so maybe
Yeah.
that's from them.
And it's probably from raccoons. Raccoons will eat anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but the but like the chipmunks and the squirrels are less uh they're less picky, right?
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense as well.
Squirrels are less picky, but the chipmunks and the blue jays especially, blue jays
Mhm.
are pretty discerning. So I digress. I'll continue with my story here. So I get a 5 pack of peanuts, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have them shipped in this box from a certain store. I won't say who because they don't advertise on the show, but
Unless they want to.
a well-known chain. We'll put it that
Yes.
way. Extremely cheap because I'm not a millionaire. Um, so the box arrives on my front porch this morning. I didn't know this. I had no way of knowing. So every morning I have a green shake. I've had one since before I had my heart surgery. Helps me
Mhm.
with healing, and it's a wonderful thing. So I'm having my green shake this morning, and I hear what sounds like a pterodactyl on my front porch, and it sounds like it's coming through my front door. I just hear this.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what in the hell? Right?
Uh-huh.
I walk up to my front door, and here on top of this large box, which is probably about 3 foot by 3 foot or 3 foot by 2 foot, is this blue jay jumping up and down on top of this box. And he's squawking, 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 squawking. And he's going on and on for about a minute. And I'm like, why is he jumping up and down on that box? And then it hit me. He's on top of the peanut box. He probably smells these peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably thinks he hit the lottery, right? He's like, yes, it's all mine. Poor kid. He probably was the best day of his life.
And then you snatched it away from him.
Then I said, nope, sorry, buddy. I'll take that in here with me. And he was like, oh no. It was like he He had won the lottery. He'd got his all the numbers lined up. He had enough food for years. And I just said, I'll take that. But here's a couple of peanuts. You go on your way. Thanks.
So mean.
And for a moment, Mallie, he was happy. Oh,
And you're the dream crusher.
another dream crusher, just like AI. But
Mm-hmm.
we've got to get rid of this AI thing.
Okay.
We're done as a society. If you work for Lufthansa, the airline,
Uh-huh.
you're about to lose your job to AI.
Ooh.
Not just, a ticket count, which would be
Okay.
easy to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking maybe even pilots.
Oh, okay. Hell no.
Yeah.
Nope. Not getting on a plane if there's no pilot.
Lufthansa is cutting 4,000 jobs as the airline turns to AI to boost efficiency. How do you cut 4,000 jobs through an airline with AI? Well, I'm about to tell you. Lufthansa announced plans to cut 4,000 roles on Monday as it aims to increase profitability and lean on AI to drive efficiency. The airline group said it will eliminate a total of 4,000 FTE or full-time equivalent roles worldwide by 2030. The company is targeting primarily admin roles, the majority of which will be affected at its home base in Germany as part of a broader restructuring strategy. The Lufthansa Group is reviewing which activities will no longer be necessary in the future, for example, due to duplication of work. In particular, the profound changes brought about by digitalization and the increased use of artificial intelligence will lead to greater efficiency in many areas and processes, the company said in a release issued during its Capital Markets Day in Munich. Lufthansa joins a number of companies citing AI as part of their restructuring strategy. Klarna CEO Sebastian, I believe it's Semiakowicz or Semiakowski is what it is, said earlier this year that artificial intelligence had particularly or partially helped to shrink the company's headcount by 40%, down from 5,000 employees to almost 3,000. Meanwhile, software company Salesforce cut 4,000 customer support roles while using AI to reduce its workforce. That's insane.
Oh, I am not happy about that because nothing pisses me off more when you're trying to get a hold of someone to talk to when you've got a problem and you have to keep hitting buttons because you don't want to talk to AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just give me a human being.
Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff said, I've reduced from 9,000 heads to about 5,000 because I need less heads. More recently, that didn't
Sorry.
sound right. No, you're
Nope.
okay. I laughed too. More recently, tech consultancy Accenture also shared plans to exit staff who can't be retrained to use AI. CEO Julie Sweet said in a call last week, we're investing in upskilling our inventors or reinventors rather, which is our primary strategy, Sweet said, adding that the company is exiting on a compression timeline. People who are reskilling or people for whom reskilling isn't a viable path. Lufthansa shares were up, believe it or not, 0.9%. The company's stock has gained 25 or 2.5% since the start of the year. Lufthansa also reported that it expects adjusted operating margins to reach 8 to 10% from 2028, an increase from its previous goal of 8%, as well as adjusted free cash flow of more than 2.5 billion euros or 2.9 billion per year. The airline's new long-term targets could be viewed positively as it is better than the market expected. UBS analyst said in a Monday note, Lufthansa missed profitability targets in 2024 amid a difficult year of staff strikes, increased global price competition, and aircraft delays. Annual earnings before interest and taxes, or EBIT, dropped 3.9% to 1.65 billion euros last year, and its operating margin for the annual year was 4.4%, below Lufthansa's strategic target of 8%. The stock ended the year down 2.3%. Um, there's another story, and I'll just summarize very quickly. Walmart last week, I believe it was
Uh-huh.
last week or the week before, said no new jobs in the company for the next 4 years due to AI. No new job growth due to AI.
So are they going to lower the prices?
That's a very good question. But when the nation's leading employer tells you no new jobs for the
Yeah.
next 4 years due to AI, that's going to start to affect the economy.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to slow it to a halt. The other story that, and I'll lump this in with this as well. You remember when the Hollywood actors went on strike? Was that a year ago now?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They went on strike because they didn't want AI taking acting roles.
Mm-hmm.
The story this past week, the very first AI actor, solely an AI actor, now is out there shopping for an agent,
No.
taking roles. Yes. I'm trying to remember what her name is. Um, in fact, I can look it up real quick, but
Oh no.
she is causing a stir in Hollywood. Nobody is happy. Um, she's got a sizzle reel out there, and um, there are here it is. Her name is the first AI actress is being called the next Scarlett Johansson, but Hollywood is freaking out. This is her picture right here, Mallie. I almost called you Jess.
That's
Uh,
okay.
right there,
Wow.
and she
From
has
where I'm at, she looks real.
yeah, she looks 100% real. Her sizzle reel is amazing. It's a complete sci-fi sizzle reel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, her name is the company's Particle Six that put her together. Her name is Eileen Van. No, that's the CEO of Particle Six. What is her name again? Um, gosh, what is her name?
So then would studios then start choosing AI because their salaries would be smaller than like the A-list actors?
Well, she still is pulling down some sort of a salary because it's going to the company that produced her. But it's less than her name is Tilly Norwood,
Okay.
the AI actress, and she has her own Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know
Meaning
what?
she wouldn't need a trailer or hair and makeup. So
No,
she would be cheaper.
no. In fact, I'm gonna post the link to this article in the description of the program so you can see her sizzle reel. Her Instagram is Tilly Norwood, and you can watch her sizzle reel. I'll post the sizzle reel so you can watch it. But her first post was in 20 seconds. I fought monsters, flood explosions, sold you a car, and nearly won an Oscar, all in a day's work. Literally, find yourself an actress who can do it all. So, which Tilly are you today? Hashtag show reels, hashtag AI actress, hashtag casting call.
Wasn't there a movie like a couple years ago where the actress was an AI character? Like the movie was based on a a lady that wasn't real? Like she was an AI.
Well, I just,
I thought there was a movie based on that.
interestingly enough, I just watched and I was trying to remember the name of it for this segment.
She was
Last
blonde, I want to say.
last weekend I watched a really disturbing Companion, that's the name of it. I watched a really disturbing movie from this past year or this year called Companion. And it was about it's kind of an adult theme, but it was about a group of friends that gets together at a lake cabin, and they end up killing the owner of the cabin because they think he's a gangster. He's a Russian gangster.
Uh-huh.
It turns out he's not. He's actually a high art collector.
Oh.
But it turns out that their friend, who's dating the Russian art collector, wants to off him because he's rich, and they want to steal whatever he's got in the safe.
Oh.
But the woman who offs him is
Uh-huh.
actually a a highly functioning AI robot sex doll.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
weird.
and you don't find that out until She comes in, he hits on her down at the
Uh-huh.
beach. The Russian gangster hits on her down at the beach. And after she kills him and comes in covered in blood, the the guy who owns her shuts her down with a command. And that's how you find out she's a sex doll. It's the weirdest movie, Mallie.
Huh.
It's a mind screw. The entire
Gotcha.
but it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
But it's the entire movie's a mind screw. But it'll make you rethink the whole AI robot sex doll thing if you were even on the fence. Because the way they manipulate this doll is to take away certain controls out of it to make it want to kill.
Oh, okay.
Because it never had that in its programming.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But this Tilly Norwood now is pissing off Hollywood because they're calling her the next Scarlett Johansson. And she's out there to take jobs. The one thing that they fought for
Right.
in the strike is now come to reality.
No one is safe.
No one is safe. We've opened up Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm.
And good. And we have crossed the final threshold, Mallie. It's done now. We can shut this whole AI thing down. And of course, it happened in Florida.
Oh, so I don't think it's what I saw.
What do you think you saw first?
Was it about Robin Williams' daughter?
No, what was that?
She sent out a big thing to people saying, "Quit sending me videos AI of my father."
No.
Yeah, she's released this, not a press release, but she released this thing out to the public saying, "Stop sending me videos, doing AI videos of my father to me because it's hurtful. It's, all of this stuff." Yeah.
Wow. No, but that's
Yeah, it's
evil.
creepy. Yeah.
This is the ultimate evil, Mallie. It's time to shut it down. Florida man was arrested for using AI to create child pornography.
Oh, good God.
Yep. We're done. Shut it down. We're done. It's time. A man was arrested after he was accused of creating child pornography using artificial intelligence. That, according to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, deputies identified the suspect as 39-year-old Lucius Martin. MCSO received a report claiming that Martin had images of child sexual abuse material involving 2 juvenile victims stored on his cell phone. The reportee stated that she discovered several original photos obtained from a social media application alongside the altered versions that Martin modified using AI. Deputies said Martin created the images on June 3rd. Martin was located during a traffic stop. He refused to comply with demands to exit the vehicle and barricaded himself. Deputies said Martin reset his cell phone to destroy the evidence. He was eventually apprehended and taken to the MCSO Criminal Investigations Division for an interview. However, he chose not to speak with officials. Martin was placed under arrest and is currently in custody at the Marion County Jail, where he is being held without bond. He was charged with the following crimes: 4 counts of creating child pornography, 4 counts of possession of child pornography, 1 count of destroying evidence in a felony investigation. His arrest came just days before a new law takes effect on October 1st. That law in Florida explicitly states that it's illegal to generate an altered sexual depiction of an identifiable person without consent. Lieutenant Paul Bloom with the Marion County Sheriff's Office said, "We're very, very glad that new law is in place because we don't want there to be any loopholes when it comes to protecting children." Horatio Masonette, who's the president and CEO of Cybersecurity Solutions, says most reputable AI programs have guardrails that prevent people from creating these types of images. But sadly, there are a couple of models. There are models out there in the wild, as we say, specifically on the dark web, that have zero guardrails. And no matter what you ask them to do or what the request is, AI will execute and generate. He encourages checking the privacy settings on your social media and locking it down. The sheriff's office does too. Lieutenant Bloom said, "That's your best defense." Is it impenetrable? Of course not. As of Tuesday night, Martin was being held in the Marion County Jail. His arrest report says he is currently the subject of a sexual molestation investigation in another county.
Sick person.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Shut it down.
Wow.
Yep. I just, there's no way to control it.
No.
There's just no way to control it. You can't convince me that the good outweighs the bad with this technology. You just can't.
No. Our economy's going to go to crap.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's no way you can do more good than harm with this technology. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Yeah. We're going to lose our job.
Yeah.
There's going to be another Tim and Mallie.
They're going to be computerized.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing this show, I can tell you.
Yeah. Oh, God. God save them if they have our sense of humor.
Or worse, if it's better.
Oh God.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move off the AI stuff. I'm getting depressed.
Yeah.
Let's talk briefly about the legendary British primatologist who passed away this past week, Dr. Jane Goodall. 91 years old.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dr. Goodall had spent decades researching and observing chimpanzees and their behavior in the wild. Dr. Maria Mayor wrote an article for Unexplained Mysteries that eulogized Dr. Goodall. It's quite a good article about her. Dr. Mayor talked about how Goodall's life journey stretched from marveling at the somewhat unremarkable creatures, though she would never call them that, in her English backyard as a wide-eyed little girl in the 1930s, to challenging the very definition of what it means to be human through her research on chimpanzees in Tanzania. From there, she went on to be a global icon and a United Nations messenger of peace until her death on October 1st of 2025 at age 91. Goodall retained a charm, open-mindedness, optimism, and wide-eyed wonder that are more typical of children. Mayor said she knows this because she had been fortunate enough to spend time with her and to share insights from her own scientific career. To the public, she was a world-renowned scientist and icon. To Maria, she was just Jane, her inspiring mentor and friend. Despite the massive changes Goodall wrought in the world of science, upending the study of animal behavior, she was always cheerful, encouraging, and inspiring. And Mayor said she thinks of her as a gentle disruptor. One of her greatest gifts was her ability to make everyone at any age feel that they had the power to change the world. I tell you what, I'm going to post this one as well in the description of the program so that you can read Maria Mayor's eulogy to Dr. Goodall. It's a good read. It's a really good read.
Her demeanor reminded me of Audrey Hepburn. Just kind of very similar.
Yeah. And the work she did with apes and chimpanzees and primates and it did a lot for us. I mean, it did a lot for us to understand everything in the wild, you know. So Godspeed, Dr. Goodall.
Yes.
All right. Before we move on to some of the ghosty stories, I want to talk about the Conjuring House first and Jason Hawes and a little bit of what's been misconstrued. Now, as we sit down today and we're taping, it's probably changed. There's a bit of a hiccup when it came to the GoFundMe for the Conjuring House. Now, let's explain what's going on here, Mallie. People have been, I shouldn't say people, but Andrea Perrin of the Perrin family, who had been the original victims of the haunting in the Conjuring House, came forward when it was announced that the Conjuring House would be up for auction at on Halloween, and said, somebody needs to buy this house. Someone of a reputable name needs to come forward and buy this house. Not a corporation that's going to exploit it, but someone that will love and care for this house and keep it open for investigations.
Right.
And keep it open for the paranormal community. And at the time, Andrea seemed to hint that, more than hint, she strongly suggested Jason Hawes needed to come forward and buy it. Well, that's a lot of pressure to put on Jay. You know, and it's assumed, and maybe it's unfairly. I'm just going to step right up and say it's unfairly assumed that because Jason has, quote unquote, reaped the benefits of being on television for such a long time, that he's the one that needs to step up and do this, because he carried the torch for the Conjuring House in a low period of its existence. That he's the one who fought so hard to get it back to a place where it could reestablish its reputation. So people are out there screaming, well, he needs to finish the job. It's not up to him.
Right.
It's not his responsibility. But it seems like people want him to finish that job. Well, first of all, let's clear the air here. Haunted locations and owning a haunted location is a money pit, right?
Yep.
And Jason has earned whatever living he wants to make here, right? He's done his time on television. He's made his money. He can do whatever he wants with his money. He doesn't have to go buy anything. And he certainly doesn't have to sink it into a money pit, right? And as he put it on, he did a live. It was either on YouTube or it was, I believe it was last night with James Johnson. And he stated it eloquently. I own 2 houses. I'm not trying to fleece anybody for a third. So he's not in this to take anybody for a third house. Jay really doesn't, I don't think, wants the responsibility of doing this, but he realizes that the community needs help to keep it affordable to go in and continue to have this unique house to investigate. He also has a little bit of skin in the game, forgive the analogy, in that his daughter had worked there at one time. So he feels a connection. He feels a connection to the employees that work there. The employees that got
screwed over.
Yeah, I was going to say unlawfully fired, right? Screwed over.
Sorry, I just used my terms.
No, you're right. You're absolutely
not the polite way of saying it.
No, but you're right, Mallie. You're right. Guy, he's a wonderful man, decent human being, a moral man who wants to do the right thing here. But you're asking a man to throw $1.5 million or more into the kitty. I want you guys to think about this for a minute. What a lot of people are thinking they're asking this guy to do. Okay. Just come up with $1.5 million. Just keep this open to the public. And yeah, just let me come in and investigate. If you were in that position, don't you think that's a little much for us to ask of you? And would you do it? I think if the shoe's on the other foot, and keep in mind, it's not just coming up with $1.5 million. You got to pay the property taxes every year. You got to pay to keep the lights on. You got to somehow balance that out. And I'm going to tell you right now, to do all that, again, is a drain on your resources. It's never going to pay for itself. It never will. It just won't. Now, the Heinzens, I guarantee you, didn't make money when they owned that place. They never did.
Well, didn't they make it when they sold it?
I think when they
Because
sold it,
they bought it for like 400,000 and they sold it
right,
for 1 million, didn't
yeah,
they?
they made it back, but they had to sell it. They had to get rid of it in order to make the money back. But they never made money while they had it,
Yeah.
right? So Jay came up with an idea, which I applaud the idea. To me, it seems like it's the Green Bay Packers model of doing this. If the community wants the building, well, in his fan base, they have enough people to get together and chip in $5 or $10 to get at least a good base of money together. The idea being, Mallie, if we go to auction and we don't win the bid, I give you your money back.
Mm-hmm.
How tough is that? Right? Now, it hit a bit of a snafu as of the time we're recording this, in that he had put something in the description of, hey, you know what? If we win the bid, I'll do a drawing where 10 people will win a ghost hunt,
Mm-hmm.
just at random. Well, there's something in the, I believe it's in the, and I'm not speculating here, but I'm loosely going off of what I watched last night on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I think there's something in the bylaws of GoFundMe where you can't do a raffle attached to GoFundMe.
Gotcha.
It's not legal. He
Yeah.
needed to take that language off of the description, which ended up stopping the GoFundMe briefly. So
Right.
they said, if you take this off the description, we'll start it up right away, which he did. He said, okay, not a problem. So he took that off and he was expecting them to start it up right away. They didn't. They had still had it shut down as of last night. I don't know if it's going now. It might be. And by the time you hear this or see this, it probably is going. But at the time that they had paused the GoFundMe, they had $60,000 raised already.
Okay.
Not bad.
But it's a long way from 1 million, whatever that you have to have.
Right. And I hope that they can get a sufficient amount. I don't want to be a pessimist and say I don't think they'll get there. I would hope that they get there. I would hope that Jay doesn't have to put too much out of his pocket. Now, there are a lot of people out there that are going to disagree with me and say, well, why not, Tim? He's made a ton of money off the paranormal. He should put in. Here's the thing. He's been drug kicking and screaming into this.
Yeah.
It's not his responsibility, kids. It's not. Why should Jason Hawes have to save this building?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it up to him? There are other people out there who want it. It's a free economy. Here's the thing, though, and Jason has stated this on his YouTube. Whoever comes in and buys that building, and if they buy it for $1.5 million, it's going to cost you $2,500 or more to come in and investigate for a weekend.
Yep.
Do you want to pay that? What his plan is if, a bunch of people in the community chip in $5 or $10 now to defray that cost, it'll only end up costing you maybe $50 to $100 to go in and investigate later. That's pretty cheap. If the community offsets the cost and his party can go in and win the bid, well, then he can, as an agent representing the community, he can get the cost down for everybody. I think it's a pretty good deal. That's just me. And I think that's him doing that is going above and beyond what anybody else is going to do for the paranormal community. I don't see anybody else standing up and doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else has said, you know what, and raised their hand and said, I'll do better than that. Because nobody is doing that. Nobody else has been a stand-up guy and said, you know what, I'll do that. Anybody else who's going to that auction is going into it for themselves. And is going to try to turn a pure profit because they're putting their money and their risk on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably going into it knowing the first 5 years is going to be a money pit, that they're going to lose money. They know that. So I don't know, Mallie, what are your thoughts?
I mean, to be honest, I'd rather have. I mean, it would be nice to keep the cost down because it is becoming so expensive to find a place to investigate. And I don't like it when it's becoming a monopoly for these places that are well known to be haunted to be owned by one company. Um, and I don't like it becoming almost like Disney World, how it's not taken seriously by this company that owns certain properties. And I think Jay does take it seriously with investigating. I mean, he still does his YouTube, posts his investigations where it's him and his friend. You said his name's Jay.
James Johnson, JV.
James, yeah. So I mean, they take it seriously because he's worried about his reputation. So I mean, so I do like that. I do like that thought. Um, and it's sad to see people think, oh, well, he's a celebrity and he shouldn't have to do a GoFundMe, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that is sad that people are thinking that, you know. So, and because they're probably not watching the video, they're
Right.
probably just hearing, oh, a TV celebrity wants to buy a property and they want our money.
Yeah.
No, watch the video, listen to what he's saying.
Right. Right.
So that's my two
Again,
cents.
and again, think Green Bay Packers model.
Right.
Think of it as the community coming together and getting this thing and allowing everybody a shot at being able to afford to have this thing in its hands at an affordable rate. Because here's the deal, folks, and this is where we're headed. Like Mallie put it eloquently, we're headed for a future where it's going to be Disney for paranormal spots, hot spots. As these places continue to fall, and they will, they'll be snatched up by one or two people. And they'll be bought by one or two people because the only way to run them, especially when times get hard economically, is to add them to a consortium that has the money to run them. And they're going to start to charge whatever price they want because not only do they have the money into it, but because they can name their price. And with that, they also add their own history.
Mm-hmm.
The history gets erased.
Yep.
And there you go. And then they, on top of that, they add their own rules. So then you're dancing to their tune.
Mm-hmm.
What J and JV are doing here is they're saying, listen, we want to keep it as free and open as possible. We want to do it at minimal cost to you guys as investigators. We want to make it the way the Heinzens really had it. I'm not going to beat the drum, and by any means, I'm not kissing Jay's ass here either. I think it's probably the best idea that I've heard so far. If someone has a better idea, by all means, hit me up, tim@darknessradio.com. If you got a better idea than what Jay had, I want to hear it. I want to read it on the air. Because if you got a better idea, I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's going to be auctioned on October 31st. And all the auctioneer understands is cold hard cash. Mm-hmm. Whoever's got that bid's going to win. And as far as I know, there's only a few people in the States here, or even in the world, that are going to be able to walk in and buy that thing outright.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be between a few TV celebrities, maybe one comedian.
Yeah.
And one consortium.
Yeah.
Someone's going to win it. And someone will end up with that property on October 31st. And at that point, we'll find out what the fate of that property is. So, all right. With that being said, we should probably move on. Because we got plenty to go here. We gotta get moving here, Mallie. Mm-hmm. Let's get to some ghosty stories. Somewhat scary. I won't say somewhat scary stories, but ghosty stories. This next story is about a person who died for a couple of minutes and came back to life and now has the power to heal others just with their hands.
Oh.
Yeah. An Air Force trainee died and came back to life with a mission to heal others with a power infused in his hands by a divine encounter. At age 19, Chase Schuyler DeMeo had a heart attack when an air bubble accidentally got into his IV at Langley Air Force Base Hospital in Virginia, causing his heart to stop for a few minutes. During his near-death experience in 2008, DeMeo said he felt himself float upward, surrounded by light, and entered a vibrant garden with colors brighter than anything on earth. In the garden, he saw Jesus with short brown hair and green eyes. So Jesus got a bob.
Mm.
Yeah. Playing with a younger version of himself, reminding him to spread love, laughter, light, and joy. Jesus communicated without words, urging the teen to return to earth with a renewed purpose to help others. After waking with no lasting damage, DeMeo kept the experience private, fearing judgment, but later revealed it transformed his life, leading him to retire from the Air Force just months after his spiritual encounter. DeMeo now believes he can sense others' emotions and heal with his hands, both physically and mentally, claiming that he feels a tingling and red marks appear on his palms when praying with others. He's now aiming to guide veterans and others towards hope and purpose, inspired by his divine mission to chase the light. DeMeo explained how his Air Force supervisor noticed he was late for work on base one morning, and he went to check on him, finding the teen unconscious in his dorm room floor. Doctors at the base hospital hooked him up to machines and ran tests like blood work and x-rays, since he was in peak physical shape and had no history of using drugs or alcohol. As a nurse adjusted his IV drip, an air bubble accidentally slipped into his vein, causing a painful rush up his arm, which made his heart stop, and the monitor flatlined during his heart attack. Amid the chaos of alarms blaring and doctors rushing in to help, DeMeo revealed that he felt a calm, a reassuring voice to his left stroking his arm, promising that everything would be all right despite the intense pain and fear. When he finally turned to see who was comforting him, no one was there, and in that instance, his heart flatlined. He said, "I watched my body from above as I spun upward like a tornado, surrounded by lights, angels, laughter, and music like bells." DeMeo floated into a stunning garden full of flowers and plants, and then spotted a man in a robe that he instantly recognized as Jesus, who was chasing a 3-year-old version of DeMeo. Jesus turned to me and basically showed me that this is what your life should be, spreading light, love, and laughter, almost like a sense of reminder that you've been here and you already know this, DeMeo recounted on the YouTube channel Coming Home. Actually, there's a picture of his hands here, which is interesting. Take a look at the picture of his hands.
Oh, yeah.
You see those red marks on his palm?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It looks like stigmata, doesn't it?
Yep. That's what I thought of when I saw it.
Yeah. Years after he returned to his body, DeMeo discovered his ability to heal with his hands during a veteran's mental health retreat in October of 2020. The veteran described feeling a peaceful tingling sensation in his palms when he prays for others' health, like when he prayed for his grandmother to have less pain while she was in the hospital. Next thing I know, I've got really visible marks on both palms of my hands, DeMeo revealed. DeMeo shared his experiences with his wife and others, and also documented the incidents where red marks have appeared on his hands while he was praying for someone to heal from various ailments. Despite saying that these events were not painful to him and were actually peaceful experiences, DeMeo claimed that he recently felt Jesus' presence again while sitting on an airplane. During that spiritual encounter, DeMeo said Jesus encouraged him to use his gift less, adding that you can't take everybody's pain because some people need to experience that pain. He said, "I hid it for years to avoid being labeled, but now I see it as a gift that reshaped my path. I am no longer fearful of death," he said, "and embrace how fragile life is. Instead, I still communicate with Jesus, angels, and find peace in the unknown," he added. Interesting stuff. All right, now I'm going to get spooky on you.
Okay.
As soon as I take my little drink here. All right. This story has to do with some eerie Ring doorbell footage, which captures a ghost walking down the street after a chilling warning. A homeowner has revealed the bone-chilling moment that he spotted a ghostly figure. Oh, 1 second here. Can you hear me now?
Yep, you froze when you were taking your Gatorade drink.
I did. Okay, let me mark the time. Okay. A homeowner has revealed the bone-chilling moment that he spotted a ghostly figure wandering the streets opposite his home after getting a strange alert on his video doorbell. This is the moment, rather. Let me see. I've got the video on my way here. This is the chilling moment that a man thought that someone. I keep getting the video on the way here, Mallie. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
That he thought that someone was at his front door, only to see a ghost walking past his residence. The homeowner caught the spooky discovery on his Ring video doorbell with eerie footage showing a white shadow moving along the pavement in broad daylight before disappearing into thin air. 42-year-old Shane Irwin said the smart doorbell notified him just before 8 p.m. that someone was at his front door. But when he checked the footage back, he was surprised to see that nobody was there until he spotted what he believes was a ghostly apparition. Shane, a self-proclaimed horror fan, says the clip is made even spookier by the fact that he lives opposite a cemetery. So he could have plenty of people come over, right?
Right.
He said the doorbell notified me that someone was at my door, and I didn't see anything at first. Then I spotted it. I rewatched it probably for about 15 minutes. It was so cool. It sounds like someone who's a horror fan that's expecting.
Right, when they say it's cool.
Yeah, yeah. He said, I was amazed, said Shane, who lives in Slippery Rock in Pennsylvania. He continued, right there across the street is a cemetery. I am very interested in horror. I love ghosts and the paranormal, so I thought it was amazing. I definitely think that it is a ghost. It is not a time of day where there is fog. It is just too perfect to be anything else. Let me see what he thinks he's seeing in the image. Oh, okay. I'm going to blow this up for you.
Okay.
They have it circled here, but I don't know if you can see this or
Kinda.
Kinda? I think a little bit of weak sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will, again, I'll post this in the description of the program. You can watch the entire video for yourself and tell me, oh, okay, I see a faint outline of what he's.
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'm going to blow it up even more.
Okay.
This is what he thinks he's seeing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little wispy, but it could be a bit of pareidolia.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's looking for ghosts in the cemetery.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because he's a horror fan.
Could be.
So what I do find interesting are those cars like Tesla that, like, when they're going by a cemetery, it shows like there's a person near their car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, there's also the bad thing about Teslas as well, where you could be driving along, there's somebody in the crosswalk, it doesn't read them. There's that as well. Yeah. They've had those issues as well. Where the sensor doesn't pick up anybody in the crosswalk.
Well, hopefully your eyes do. Right. Because that's bad if you're not looking.
That's right. That's right. That's definitely right. Okay. Chemists have cracked the ghostly truth behind will-o'-the-wisp smell.
Okay.
Scientists have long suspected that methane might have something to do with it. It turns out they were partly right on it.
Just always blame it on the gas.
I know.
Blame it on the dog.
Blame it on the dog. That's right. The will-o'-the-wisps, eerie blue flames floating over marshes is what they thought for centuries, spooked unassuming passerbys. The strange aberrations inspired many supernatural interpretations, from fairies and ghosts to, of course, an adaptation as a Pokemon attack move. But as with many seemingly supernatural phenomena, there is a very tangible scientific explanation. One scientist long suspected, but have only now confirmed. In a Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences paper published on September 29th, researchers explained that tiny lightning sparks jumping between marshy bubbles create will-o'-the-wisps. Marshes and swamps are rich in flammable methane gas, and microscopic interactions between water droplets ignite the gas, according to the paper. In short, the ghostly flames are a product of chemical reactions occurring on a microscopic level. According to Richard Zaire, who is a study senior author and chemist at Stanford University, he told New Scientist, "We continue to discover things about water that once you understand them, they're obvious, but before then, they seem completely bizarre. No one thinks of water related to fire. They think water puts out fire. They're not telling you with water, I can get a spark and set something on fire. This is new. I never thought you could do that either. But evidently you can." The new study builds Zaire's previous research, which introduced the idea of micro-lightning. This refers to a small flash of energy generated by electrically charged water droplets. Although water is typically neutral, exposure to the air can create positive or negative charges within the tiny droplets. As I go through puberty. The charge difference generates tiny electric fields that crackle into even tinier energy sparks, or micro-lightning. For the new paper, Zaire and his colleagues focused on how micro-lightning could jumpstart unintended chemical reactions. So first they designed a simplified version of the chemical conditions in a marsh using a beaker of water with a nozzle to introduce methane and other gases. They captured the microscopic movements of the droplets by taking high-speed videos. As expected, when the bubbles slammed against each other, tiny light flashes emerged within the beaker. By applying some analytic chemistry, the team confirmed that microlightning was indeed triggering the reactions between methane and oxygen. So there you go. That's how you make a will-o'-the-wisp.
Well, Richard, I would like to still think that they're fairies. So we're just going to keep with that idea.
There you go. Mallie says fairies is fairies.
But thank you, Richard, for explaining what it really is.
Thank you for your contributions to science, Richard. But
yes,
shove your micro-lightning where the sun don't shine.
Yes, thank you for being logical and scientific. But I'm going to go with fairies.
You're going to go with
100.
Fairies are 100, Richard. A veteran Nessie hunter has captured Loch Ness, or a disturbance thereof, on camera, at least according to the Nessie hunter. Something large appeared to be lurking just beneath the surface of the loch back in September, captured on the webcam overlooking the water next to the Clansman Hotel on the northern banks of Scotland's iconic loch by veteran Nessie spotter Ian O'Fadigan. The unusual disturbance was visible around 6:57 p.m. on September 23rd. Estimated to be approximately 17 feet in length, the object, whatever it was, seemed to be lurking just beneath the surface from a period of around 2 minutes before disappearing again into the depths. No boats had been passing at the time, and there was no other apparent activity in the water. O'Fadigan said, "I saw a large creature, brown-black in color, just breaking the surface, creating a strange circular movement. I was puzzled, wondering what the spectacle was that was unfolding in front of my eyes on the surface of the loch. I had never seen movement like this before. It was very strange and fascinating. So what could the disturbance have been? Well, we got video, and again, we'll put it in the description of the program. You could see it for yourself."
Very cool.
All right, we talked to Amelia Earhart last week. We'll talk about her again this week as an expedition is set to embark on a new effort to solve the mystery of Amelia Earhart. Later this month, researchers will be heading to Nikumaroro. Nikumaroro. To look for direct physical evidence of Earhart's plane. The story of the disappearance of famed aviator Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, needs a little introduction. It's now been over 88 years since her Lockheed Model 10 Electra went down somewhere in the Pacific, prompting a mystery that endures to this day. Now, however, the answer to exactly what happened to her may soon be uncovered, thanks to a new expedition set to depart by the end of this month for the remote Pacific island of Nikumaroro. I'll get it right, darn it. It is here that researchers believe Earhart may have crash landed her plane back in 1937 and may have survived for a time while awaiting rescue. A tantalizing satellite photograph showing an object that looks suspiciously like part of a plane wreckage at the edge of the lagoon on Nikumaroro has prompted speculation that this theory could indeed be correct and that the island would be the best place to search for signs of her. Finding Amelia Earhart's Electra aircraft would be a discovery of a lifetime, said expedition member Richard Pettigrew, who was the executive director of the Archaeological Legacy Institute. Confirming the plane wreckage there would be the smoking gun proof, he went on to say. The 15-person team will fly out on October 30th to Majuro on the Marshall Islands before setting sail to a boat for Nuku Maroro, where they will spend 2 weeks exploring and looking for clues. Niku Maroro. Say it 10 times fast now.
I know. I couldn't.
Okay. Well, I won't make you. And finally, today, before we get to our palate cleanser, there's a reason why we don't need the women's anymore, Mal.
Okay. And why is this?
Scientists have created human eggs from skin cells in a world first.
That just doesn't sound good.
It doesn't, does it?
That doesn't sound right.
No. This breakthrough could soon make it possible for human babies to be born without a biological mother.
No.
You're like, no. In news that is sure to be met with equal parts excitement and trepidation.
There's no excitement.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of guys out there going, me first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've seen those faces on social media where they see how baby comes out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Not a lot of guys stepping forward. I can tell you that. Why, Mal? Because guys are wusses. Let's face it. Scientists have revealed that they have found a way to use DNA from skin cells to create viable human eggs. The breakthrough means that it will eventually be possible for women experiencing issues with their eggs to have their own genetic children. So yeah, guys won't be popping out babies anytime soon.
No.
I think this is more a fertility thing for women. Or for 2 men to have a baby without the involvement of a woman. I don't think that, I don't see any guy sacrificing for this. Don't get ahead of yourself here.
Right.
Many women are unable to have a family because they have lost their eggs, which can occur for a range of reasons, including after cancer treatment, said the University of Edinburgh's Professor Richard Anderson, who was not involved in the study. The ability to generate new eggs would be a major advance. The study shows that the genetic material from skin cells would be used to generate an egg-like cell with the right number of chromosomes to be fertilized and develop into an early embryo. There will be very important safety concerns, but this study is a step towards helping many women have their own genetic children. It may still be quite some time, however, before this method will be available to the general public. So there's some good movement there for women who have either had fertility issues or cancer treatments or, and some really bad news for guys who decide that they want to try this for themselves. Although, women, if you ever want to hold that over guys, have one yourself and see how it feels.
Have you seen the videos where the guys can't even handle like menstrual cramps?
Mm-hmm.
They do those shock things.
Yeah. Well, now they can find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's your palate cleanser for today, Mallie. You ready?
Oh, God. Yes.
I'm just going to show you a picture.
Don't show me a picture of okay.
I'm going to get your reaction first, and then I'll read the headline. So the people on video are going to get an exclusive. Are you ready? Here it is.
Oh, good God. Nasty. Looks like streamers.
Doesn't it?
From afar, yeah. I like your face.
A man in Vietnam has set new record for growing the world's longest fingernails.
Nasty. So weird that they start to curl.
It is when they curl like
Fritos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long would you say those nails are, Mal?
Uh, I I don't know, but they are long. They go down to his knees.
Yeah, they're pretty long.
Yeah.
The Vietnamese artist has grown his nails out to a staggering combined length of over 19 feet.
Oh my goodness, I didn't think they were that long. Well, I guess if you uncurl them, it would be that long.
I think they probably measure cuticle to tip on each finger and then
Yeah. Oh, and then add it. Okay.
yeah,
But
the
still.
19 feet.
Ew.
Most of us were told from a young age to stop biting our fingernails. This guy ain't going to do that. I can tell you.
Nope.
But it seems that this man took that advice a little too much to heart, instead choosing to grow out his nails to ridiculous proportions. Lu Cong Huyen, who hails from Vietnam's Nam Dinh province, started growing his fingernails because he wanted to become a shaman and believed that it would help increase his power. This guy's got to be the most powerful shaman on earth.
Yeah.
Later, he became an artist and focused more on painting than casting spells. Can you imagine how long it takes him to paint those nails? In total, Mallie, if you're ready for this, he's been growing those nails for over 34 years without cutting them.
Could you imagine how pissed he'd get if he broke a nail?
Oh, he'd lose it.
Oh, yeah.
The end result is a pair of hand sporting fingernails extending a combined length of 19 feet 6 inches, making him the current record holder for world's longest fingernails. He says, I just kept growing them from then on, and they just kept getting longer and longer. In short, if I were to trim them off, I'd feel really uncomfortable and exhausted, both mentally and physically. Huh? I think you would feel relieved, and the first thing you do is go out and throw a curveball, just because you could get your hands in that shape. Right?
Well, the weight off your hands.
Right.
It's like when you get a cast off your arm and it like floats.
Yeah.
How it kind of feels like it floats.
Yeah.
His hands would feel like they're floating.
Because his hands are always curled up. And,
yeah.
Right. He looks like Nosferatu. You just,
yeah.
He claims, and this is a quote from him, just thinking about trimming my fingernails makes me feel tired and sick.
Okay. It sounds like he's got a mental issue.
I think so too. But look at that. I mean,
does he think the magic is in his nails?
I think he does,
since he's a shaman?
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah. But he does. He looks like a Vietnamese Nosferatu.
Yeah, the way he's holding his hands.
Yeah.
Because they're tired.
Yeah.
He can't hold them up.
Yeah.
That's why he's holding them like that.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to, how do you sleep and not break them?
Yeah.
I would have to think he has to put them in something in order to preserve them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. All right. That was disturbing.
Yeah.
All right, Mallie. Well, I know we can check you out on the Science Channel. Strange. There are those shows showing on the Science Channel. What else you got going on?
I will be hanging out at the cemetery this weekend.
Nice.
So, if we still have tickets available, if you are in the area of the Detroit area, come and check us out. Tickets are still available for the cemetery walk. It's pretty cool. Wyandotte. So yes, I'm working on that, and then just going to do some Halloween-y things for the next few weeks.
I hear for an extra $5, Mallie will point at you and go, "You're next" at the cemetery. So that
and don't piss me off, because I got some people that like to walk away during the little tour, and I got to go chase them through the graveyard, and I get pissed off.
Oh no, don't do that.
Don't make me angry.
Why would people walk away from you?
Well, they like to go off trail, and then I got to go after them because they want to go wander off and check out the tombstones. It's like, dude, it's dark out.
Maybe you should tether them all to you with a rope.
I know. It's like, just stay on track with it and enjoy the entertainment. Anyway.
Maybe you should throw a song and dance number in there. Keep them.
I know. Hello, my honey. Hello, my child. No, anyway.
Do a little Michigan J. Frog thing.
I know, right?
Yeah, that'll keep them interested.
Yeah, but it's a cool thing because we have actors and they tell stories about prominent people in, Wyandotte history, and it's pretty cool. We got some, people that did not so nice things back in the day.
Yeah.
So
That should be plenty of entertainment.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
There's cookies and cider and all that stuff afterwards.
Look at
So,
that.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Maybe you should tell a little bit of a fib
Uh-huh.
that the last person who went wandering off on their own never came back.
Right.
Right. Tell
I
them.
know where all the bodies are buried.
See, generally
Mhm.
underneath your feet, it's a cemetery.
Yeah, exactly. I volunteer at the cemetery, so
Yeah. I figured that one was obvious, but
yeah.
uh, all right.
Don't F around.
Well, join Mallie out at the cemetery this weekend if you're in the area. So,
What are you up to?
well, on Friday night, another reminder for you guys that you have to find the link on Facebook. Go to Jessica Freeberg's Facebook. Jessica is having her book release party or books release party. It's all 4 books.
Oh, very
So
cool.
Friday night, I'll be out there celebrating her books release party along with her writing partner, Natalie Fowler. So come on out and join us out there. I hear there's drinks and treats.
Ooh, hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Maybe some cheese and crackers.
Maybe.
Ooh, numb.
Not only that, but it's at an art gallery, an interactive art gallery.
Oh, fun.
It's like 3D art you can climb into or something. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to it. So it sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. So.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we got that going on. That's going weekend. Yeah. So it's a big weekend. Big weekend. And I believe it's in the Southern Metro. No, it's not. It's in St. Louis Park, not Southern Metro. It's in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the name of the gallery though. But again, go to Jessica Freeberg's Facebook page. Look for the link RSVP because they need to know exactly how many drinks and treats they need. So.
Oh, yes, they got to do a head count.
Yes. And another reminder before we leave you today, Halloween's fast approaching. Our friends at Mysterious Adventures Tours want to take you on the tour of a lifetime for Halloween. Either go with Dacre Stoker to Romania and party down at Dracula's Castle, Bran Castle. You can do that or spend 12 days. You can either go just to the party on Halloween or you can spend 12 days in Romania with Dacre Stoker, one or the other, or go to the place where it all started, where Halloween started, the Puka Festival with Brian J. Cano. You've got a choice of either of those 2 trips, and you can also spread it out over payments. Maria will let you do that. Mysterious Adventures Tours. Either link is available right now at darknessradioshow.com. Go to the events page, click on the link, and take the trip of a lifetime for Halloween. You still have time. Go do it right now. All right. I think that's it.
Okay.
Tomorrow on the big show, I'm going to keep it a surprise. I'm not even going to tease it. I'm just going to say it's a surprise for everyone. All right.
Okay.
I'll leave you guys in suspense. And one other thing. Thank you so much to our executive producer, Troy Palmer.
Thank you, Troy.
Yep. Thank you, Troy. And I think I'll leave you there. So for Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. And we'll see you tomorrow for the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.
For more audio and video archives of the show, intriguing content, fun events, and cool swag, check out darknessradioshow.com. The executive producer of Darkness Radio is Troy Palmer. If you enjoyed today's program, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And remember to join us tomorrow for Father Nathan Castle and Afterlife Interrupted, helping stuck souls cross over.